It's always beautiful and exciting to always have you join us on Capital Sports from the Unity Station NT Channel 5 Abuja. And at this moment, we'll try to gather the sporting stories, headlines, and bring depth of analysis to some of these issues that you might have heard, about out there. But we'll always get you professionals that are doing very well as far as sports reportage is concerned to come and make more sense to some of these stories. And today will not be different because we've got someone special that will be joining me later in the program. I am Abdullah Hajia, welcoming you to the program. Do stay. We'll be right back. Thank you for always being there and choosing to remain with us at this moment. I know you'll be so eager to hear about the Super Eagles, our own darling Super Eagles, yes, who will be locking hands with the cheaters of Benin Republic. And I know it is one encounter that, who may I say, there's no so much at stake for us, but for the Benin Noise, yes, they will say yes, they have so much at stake because they are always eyeing a qualification ticket. So they are coming all out against the Super Eagles. And this will be part of what we'll be discussing. While we also look at other sports, volleyball, basketball, all on our menu today. But at this juncture, let me bring in my special guest. I want to call her. She's been here but for quite some time, but she's finding her way back to the studio with us here. Uche Wodo Hillary. Always glad to have you
Thank
with
you
us.
very much. It's good to be back at Channel 5.
You've always been so sensational. You're always fantastic when it comes to sports. And you're passionate about it. And I think we'll be having a feel of that today on the program.
Definitely.
All right. Well, I know top on our stories today will be the Super Eagles versus Benin Republic.
Yeah.
Anything at stake for you?
Well, nothing really. We just need 1 point to qualify. But some people say it's a dead rubber game. But for me, I think that when we qualify on a high note is always better. 6 points or 4 points out of two games won't be a bad idea. So Nigeria will actually send a signal or send a message to other countries that we're coming for the AFCON and we're coming really hard. So for the Benin Republicans, they have everything to lose if they don't win this game. They want to. They're 4 points behind. Nigeria has 10 points already, and they have 6 points. So they just want to get that maximum 3 points to make it nine and still breathe down Nigeria's neck, or else Rwanda will be breathing down their own neck.
Okay, well, there's so much at stake if you ask me for me because been a coach, our former coach, Ganotro, whom seems to know so much with our team and probably might want to cause upset and get us some tactics beyond what we don't know. But Augustine Rivera probably worked with him too. So it's a game of I know you, you know me.
Yes. Yeah, well, he has upset us before
Mm.
at the World Cup qualification when Benin Republic beat us by 2 goals to one at the same Felix Boyen Stadium. But this time around, it's a whole different ball game. Then it was Finidi George. The players were finding it difficult to adapt to his kind of play and his kind of leadership style. But for Iguavon, he has been there before. Led Nigeria to the AFCON in 2021. Right now, it's the boys are feeling good and they're talking about how they always want to play under him and play on with instructions coming from him. So it's not going to be a pushover because we know that 60 to 70% of the team, that's of the Super Eagles, Coach General has coached them. So he knows them that well. So this is where Coach Augustine Obama has to do something different against him. He has done it before. He beat him 3 goals to nothing. He beat the Benin Republic 3 goals to nothing 2 months ago. So he can actually do it again, but it depends on how he's ready to go all out. Is he going to play an open play football, or he's just going to score and they're going to be defensive, or it's just going to be massive attack, massive defense? Depends on what is going to happen tonight.
I know you're not a coach, but your experience in the game now. If you were a Reverend, what should we be expecting in terms of the attack, in terms of the midfield and the defense? Do we gamble the game or we should put our best 11 to ensure?
Put up your best 11. It's the Benin Republicans, they can actually shock you. So put up, because we were thinking that going to Kigali, we were going to be able to beat Rwanda, but on the flip side, we actually got a draw. That's not what we're expecting. So the most important thing is that you always put your best foot forward and get the much needed. If we can actually get 3 points here against the Republicans, then we see that maybe we can just go to you and in front of the crowd, we just be okay. Let's just pity Rwanda. But right now, the game is the game. You need to win the game. Now, if I am to say, I would have just said because we don't have two. We don't have two defensive midfield. What we have is one, and that's Wilfred Ndidi. So instead of playing that, I would prefer we do a 4-3-3, where it is just you push up the attack. You make sure that I'm not too comfortable with Iwobi sometimes, but if you tell him to do what he's supposed to do, maybe he's supposed to be the creative midfielder we have. He's a central midfielder, but he's supposed to be creative as well. But he's lacking there a bit. But if we are going to play a 4-3-3 today, then it's just going to be let's keep pushing and let's keep pushing till we get the much needed goals. It's not, if you look at the Super Eagles now, under Jose Pizarro, they barely score goals. But right now, they're open to scoring goals, they're open to taking chances. And that's what we want to see. We want to see fine play.
All right, well, we want to see fine play, and we must say we must avoid complacency, like she said in statement that we all need the goals to come and also get 3 points to add to the KT so that we'll all be comfortable and probably use home base to play Rwanda when they come.
Not technically home based, but you just took the team a little, where you have the Osimhen's resting. Yeah, you have the Osimhen, the Ademola Lukman. You can have them resting. Maybe someone like Sadiq Kumar that is there to kick a ball, but he knows how to go to social media and look for trouble. Maybe somebody like him can actually start off.
Which they don't start that way. Okay. Well, it's still Capital Sports, and Uche is beginning to increase the volume. But you can call in to be part of the discussion, and the number to call will soon be on the screen. I would like to hear from you. Probably give us a prediction of what we should be expecting when the Super Eagles take on the Benin Republic team in a return leg of the AFCON 2025 qualifier. Now, Uche, before we begin to get some of these calls, Ademola Lookman named among Ronaldo, Messi for the nomination of the 2024 Globe Soccer Awards.
Mm.
Everyone will tell you that Ademola Lookman has been so impressive.
Mhm.
Should we be expecting that he won it at the end of the day?
Maybe not the global awards, but we're expecting that the CAF awards will come home. He is a phenomenal player, and he's very humble about it. I've had to interview him one or two times. He's very humble about it, and the fact that he puts in the work, the stats don't lie. This year alone, he has scored a whole lot of goals, and he has been involved in a whole lot of goals as well. So if you look at it, he deserves to be. He deserves an award. Let's not take it away. He deserves an award. The fact that the commitment and the fact that he works extra hard to see that not just his club, but Nigeria is put on the global map is something that is worth commendable.
He's so passionate about playing, and you could see that in his style of play. We saw that at the Nations Cup. He's always hungry for the ball. And whenever he gets the ball, he makes an impact. Let's hope that he gets that car forward. Don't forget the sentiment around the voting part-time when it comes to the Anglophone and Francophone, country. Let's see if we can get this caller. Hello, good afternoon. Hello, good afternoon. Speak to us, please. This is Capital Sports. Hello. Oh, I couldn't get that caller. Please, if you're calling, you have to increase the volume so that we can hear you. All right. Well, beyond the CAF award, he made the number 14 for the Ballon d'Or, which I think was a good one too for his individual career and probably for us as a country.
Yeah, 14th. I was thinking he was going to make top 10.
Okay.
Because when you look at the top 13, okay, let's just say running that from the 5th to the 13th, the people that he can actually displace one or two people to actually be in the top 10.
All right, let's see. Hello, good afternoon. Hello, good afternoon. Yes, I can hear you. Your name, please. Yes, yes, we can hear you. Go ahead, please. Okay. We hope that your light is being restored, but I have a special guest, Uche, and she's been so wonderful, enlightening us and giving us some of the highlights. What do you have to tell us, please? Hello? Oh, you're predicting 3-2 for the Super Eagles. Oh, we are winning or we are losing? You didn't tell us your name, please. Your name. Chelsea. Your name is Chelsea? Oh, and Andy. Oh, thank you for calling us from Durumi. Thank you for your prediction. 3-2 in favor of Nigeria. That's a good one.
Well, 5 goals, 3 lines.
All right. Thank you for calling.
So that means our defense is going to be doing a whole lot of work today. If you say 3-2, that means we have to do a whole lot of work.
No, but like you said, the Benin team, they're very good. We saw that in our encounter at the World Cup. For those who watched that match, I think they were so good. And hello, good afternoon. Yeah, your name, please, quickly. Matthew. All right, welcome to the program. Okay, 2-1. You're reducing it. Okay, 2-1 in favor of Nigeria. Okay, let's hope, and I hope you'll be supporting and watching the game. All right, Matthew, let's have faith like you. 2-1 scoreline prediction for Matthew. That's a good one. All right, if we take it away from that, Uche, the NPFL is on. We've seen a couple of matches. It's too early to begin to say this going to be Ava, Rivers United, Raymond Stars, but Enugu Rangers, the defending champions, they've been neither here nor there. Probably maybe in recent time they discovered the winning, mentality. Just your assessment so far.
Well, the MPFL is good. Gone are the days when you predict who's going to win. And gone are the days somebody stops the league halfway and tell you that Lobby Stars won ahead of Aqua United and it's just 3 points. And when you ask them, they'll tell you that it's the toxic environment of Nigerian football that made them stop the league and get crowned Lobby Stars the champion when the league has not ended. So the good thing about what is happening now is that there are away wins. It's not business as usual. So it's looking good for the MPFL. Now you don't even know. The other day, Finidi George was stunned by Bayelsa United. They actually beat his team by a goal to nothing, where he had a 10 match winning streak that was cut short. So that's the kind of thing that we want to see.
And he lost at home, if I'm not
Yes, he lost at home. So that's the kind of thing that we want to see. And the good thing about it is that the
okay, no
MPFL
problem,
is.
please. Hello, good afternoon. Yes, your name, sir. Oh, Pastor, you are blessed. All right, go ahead, please. Thank you, sir. Oh, by the power of the pastor in you, we accept that 3-1, your scoreline. Okay, let's hope that we'll get the goals coming, and it's not one of those days that Super Eagles will be disappointing us.
8 p.m.
8 p.m. Nigerian time?
Yes.
Yes. Thank you. Let's give them all the support with our prayers, as usual. All right, thank you, Pastor.
I like Nigeria. We're a praying nation.
All right, so the MPFL we've seen, and so many teams this time around are still struggling.
Yeah.
My own darling team, National United, I don't hide it.
They are really struggling.
They're struggling. Just yesterday, I think there was a stakeholders meeting to say, guys,
We're
you just
tired.
have to wake up.
And do what
This is not the National United we used to know. National United at the time played continental,
Yeah.
Africa, CAF continental football. What's happening? And we saw they just came back from relegation. Yes, so this is even the right time for you to put the right, mentality to play. And
It's not just about mentality; it's about the personnel. Because I keep saying it that
Okay.
what we have is someone just wakes up and says, "Okay, let's just use club and club size to compensate our brothers and our sisters." Now, this is not how it works. You need to have someone that has the experience, that understands how football works. That's the way it works. You cannot just give it to anybody. We saw what happened to Lobby Stars. You dissolve it. You told Ayofa to go the next thing. They lost 3 matches and they now had to bring a white coach, a foreign coach, and now you say Daniel Amokachi is now the technical advisor. They just won a game last weekend. They're struggling. It's you need to have people that understand how club football works. You cannot just get anybody and say, okay, this is just take it as your compensation. It doesn't work like that. Until we get past that, mostly when it comes to government-owned clubs, then we might still be struggling.
But if you think people who understand the system is anything to go by, we see Aminiketu is still struggling.
No, he has won like three straight games, so
Okay.
he's
Yeah, but
trying
he
to
started falling.
he's trying to understand. Well, the hopeful hope has given him a hope. That's
Okay.
talking about the governor, so
Okay.
he's trying to get on his feet. Now, that's the thing. When you're coming from a foreign land and you're coming back to Nigeria to give in your best, it's not the same. You need to understand. I remember when Kanu came back and said, "Okay, Ayan Siagu, it's enough. I sit down one place," and he took over. Eyimba struggled. It took another season for Eba to understand that, for him, kind of to understand that there is a whole lot. You have to put in money, get in good players. There's a whole lot. Welfare is paramount. Now he's understanding it and attracting investors to Aimba that will say, okay, one goal is 1 million naira, and you see Aimba players everywhere. So you can imagine if you keep doing that, and they have the welfare system in their head saying that, okay, we're going to get this after a player that earns, because sometimes when they say we're going to Benin Republic to play football, a player that earns 1 million naira here in Nigeria lives monthly, I mean, earns better than someone that is in Benin Republic, because if you give the person 400,000, maybe $1,000 there, if he converts it to CDs and pays for rent is monthly. Nigeria rent is yearly. So you pay for rent, you pay for light, utility bills, you're almost left with nothing.
Another thing I also wanted to quickly talk about is the uh, incidences we saw in recent, matches about, we're still talking about fans hooliganism in some of our stadiums across, the country. I thought we're beginning to grow past this, phase of our football where you could go away, win your match, come out safely unhurt. But we saw a couple of attacks, in the Plateau United
Yeah.
game and one another game.
Plateau
Yes,
United and
the hammer of
with Rangers.
the league managers, I
Yeah.
think, have, but it's not a good one.
No, it's not. That's why I remember when it was the time of LMC, I kept saying deduct 3 points and everybody will learn. And they go, no, no, they fine, they fine. These clubs can pay these fines.
Yes.
And they will come back. When they pay the fines, their fans don't understand that it is wrong to practice hooliganism in football.
Yes.
So right now, the MPFL, last season it wasn't like that. 2 seasons, except for Eimba and Rangers at the Cathedral, that everyone got their own fair share, which I was not too comfortable with. But anyway, but when you move back, when the IMC came in, it was reduced. Right now, last season it was just you throw bottle, they'll tell you pay 2 million. I like the fact that if you deduct points, someone will be at the bottom of the table struggling to come up. So when their fans see that they are at the bottom of the table, struggling to come up, and might even go on relegation, I don't think anybody will throw a bottle.
I think that's just the way to go, so that we begin to safeguard the lives of everyone, the officials, officiating, officials, the fans themselves need to be protected.
True.
And then the players also need to be protected, so that they don't tell you in the north, they speak outside to you. If you score, we're waiting for you.
we know the people that we know the people. We know
They
them.
will not mention them.
We know them.
Okay, quickly, Uche, now that you're here today, we've discussed in a couple of our programs ever since the NSC chairman came, and then no longer Minister of Sports again. Just your advice.
Well, it's time to. There's apart from football and maybe athletics and volleyball and some of them that have major events for next year. There's really nothing the NSC is doing that is that big until Scotland 2026, which is the Commonwealth Games. That's where they get fully involved and everything. But um, I think after the Christmas break, this festive season, by January we should start looking at serious work. The English and the courtesy receipts are they should be toned down a bit because Nigeria has a whole lot to do. There's a whole lot to do. We're not saying, even if it means for you to overhaul the system, we really do not mind. But there is a whole lot to do. The court visits, they can wait. We need to start seeing what is different. Because if the House Committee is starting to do something different and telling you that federations will have to submit their budget and will be paid into their account directly, it doesn't go into the ministry or the NSC or any, it goes to you directly. So you will say, this is what you want to do with the money, and they give it to you, and they monitor if you did it with the money. Sure. So these are the things that we want to see. So the NSC, they should come up with programs. We totally understand that everybody wants to jump into the fray now and frying pan and make sure that everything is moving. But time to talk is done. Let's start working.
All right, let's start working. Uche says that, and I believe that is the way to go so that we'll begin to get results. And like she said, we have a whole lot to do preparatory to some of these major international
Games,
tournaments
yeah.
so that we'll not be caught napping.
Mhm.
We'll just assemble people for 2, 3 weeks and say, I go and
I
win
know it
gold
doesn't work
medal.
well.
I think we should begin to stop that culture and tradition. I don't know if you like table tennis. Aruna Kadri in the latest ranking, I
Or
think
moved.
one moved. That is the caption.
Well, or moved. Aruna is one fine player. But I think that Nigeria table tennis should be able to groom some other people. We saw how Funke just okay. She was still trying to come back into the picture, but at the end of the day, she understood that she got the picture and she got the handwriting on the wall. We need Edem is there. She's back. She's the younger one. She's coming up. The same thing with the male. We know that we have them, but are these ones more? Are they as exposed as Aruna Kadri? That's another question that we need to be asking ourselves. Now, this is where the Table Tennis Federation needs to start exposing their players to different international competitions. You can't leave them to run on their own and say, oh, we've given them, well, we're going to secure grants, we're going to do this. What are you doing on your own? What competition has the Table Tennis Federation organized in Nigeria and invited their elites to come and join? Because the same way AFN invites their elites to come and join, badminton invites their elites to come and join. The same way football invites their elites to come and play qualifiers and friendlies. That's the same way it should be for table tennis.
I want to agree with you, Uche, because I remember, apart from the southwest, where the table tennis, sports is more pronounced, other, power regions or parts of the country, you barely get some of these competitions
It's only a
running.
national sports festival.
Yes, and I know the last time I covered the table tennis events, I can't even remember. So I think we need more of such, where some of those latent talents and those talents that have been discovered earlier can be well groomed, nurtured, and be supported to be able to get us a result. So that we begin to count our medals even before we go for major competitions.
True, I agree.
All right, let's the yellow green before we go. I think our time is begin to give us signal. The yellow green, I don't know. Most times we hear of them going to play qualifiers. Do we actually qualify to play some of these international major tournaments, or we just end our show at the qualifiers?
Sometimes we end our show at the qualifiers. Cricket is one game that is still coming up. It's not as pronounced as you would say, or the time that volleyball has gotten. Just like the same thing with rugby, all of them are just there. There's a category from A to D when it comes to sport. I think cricket is not even in A and B. In cricket, should be in C or D. So they're still coming up. They are African champions. There are so many African champions that we know. Countries like South Africa, Rwanda, Uganda, they are the ones that are actually mesmerizing us. But we know that one day we're going to get there. And the fact that the Federation is doing well, I give it to the Federation president. He's trying his best. We have actually hosted 2 or 3 events in Nigeria for cricket. So we're going to get there one day.
Well, we still have callers calling in, but I think we just have to let it be. We've got enough of predictions from our viewers, and but I will not let you go without talking about basketball. Rivers Hoppers have been so wonderful, clearing everything on their way to see we're still the best as far as Nigerian basketball league is concerned.
Give it to them. Give it to the state government. Give it to the basketball association in River State. They are doing well. But does it translate to the federation? Almost, almost, almost. We saw it at the Olympics. The women, they got to the quarterfinals. Yeah, they were beaten by the US. But does it translate? Now we want it to translate to the men's team now, to the D Tigers. We want it to be translated to that. But maybe we'll see how that is going to pan out with the president, Musakida.
Thank you very much, Unchenwodu Hillary, for coming to shine lights on the program today.
Thank you very much.
All right. We also want to thank you out there for spending your time with us on the program. This is much time would have permitted us to relate to you, but the Super Eagles game is another place where we should all go show our support as patriotic Nigerians to see 3 points are very important for us to complete our qualification for the 2025 AFCON in Morocco. Thank you until next week, same time, same station, when we come with another guest on the program. I am Abdullah Hajia. Good evening.